Good boy. All right, my friends. So we have single Suzy, who resides in the United States with us here today. And we're going to run a full-fledged financial plan on single Suzy. The background is Suzy, and that's not her real name. We're going to protect her name to protect the innocent. We're going to record this as she knows what we're doing, and she knows that a lot of people could get help from this. So it's going to be fantastic. Recently laid off in July. Is a good worker, 59 years old, single woman, pretty good health, not going anywhere anytime soon, and just hard worker. But because of just bad things happened, she got laid off, and she has some money with Vanguard. She wants to know about that, and I said, and she emailed me. I said, let's just run a plan, and I said I'd be happy to record a plan for other people to see, and that way she can refer back to it as well. But I think you'll get a lot out of this. So welcome aboard, Suzy. Appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And we had some, and folks, she and I had some time to kind of chat before this, by the way. And by the way, my dogs might be joining us. So I share with Suzy that my dogs might be joining us, and good times. All right. So what we're going to do here is we are going to start. And Suzy, you see this screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's get rid of all this here. All right, so now you have money at Vanguard.
Yeah.
All right, it's in an let me just see real quick. It's in an IRA.
IRA, Roth IRA, and broker.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So you have a regular IRA, and I'm looking at the email you sent to me. Hold on just a second. Boys, how are we? Let's see. We got about 66,000 in a regular IRA. How is that invested? Do you know what the holdings are you have in there?
Yeah.
Let me know what those are, please. Would you?
Just give me 1 second.
Yep, no, absolutely. You take your time. All right. Yeah. And of course, now the boys want to be frisky. The boys being my dogs. Suzy comes from a big family too, by the way, folks. So I guarantee that she has lived a few years not living in mansions, if that makes sense. If you do.
Not at all. Okay. Josh, my IRA is 49,500.
Okay. And what do you have it invested in? Stop! Everybody out! Stop! What do you have it invested in, Suzy?
I have the Vanguard Total Bond Market Index Fund, okay. The BBDLX.
How much is that in there?
It is $9,912.
All right, hold on just a second. Let me get my trusty calculator. So we got, and I'm just going to use the 9,900 divided by 85.15. Okay, that's 116 shares. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. What else do you have in there?
No, that's a different one. That's
the
name is the Vanguard Total Bond Market Index Fund Admiral Shares, the BBDLX.
All right, BBDLX. So it's a VBD, VBBLD. Okay.
BBDLX. Yeah.
Okay. And how much do you have in there?
In dollars,
yeah,
it's $9,912.
Gotcha. So we got 11.23, right? 883 shares. Okay. What else?
The BTSAX.
Okay. Gotcha. How much in there?
I have 38,926.49 cents.
Okay. Bear me just a second. All right. About 398 shares, 399. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
And I had the ETF, BNQ, Real Estate Index. BNQ.
Oh, VLQ.
BNN. N as Nancy.
Oh, VN. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how much you have in there?
$705. 706.
Okay. Got 8.3 shares in there. Okay. 8.3. Gotcha. Okay. What else?
That's in the IRA.
Okay. And so hold on just a second. Now you also have a Roth too, right?
Yes.
Okay. So bear with me, open up a Roth here. We're going to go to Suzy Roth IRA. Okay. And we're going to make this a Roth. All right. And what do you have in this, Suzy? It's funny calling you Suzy, by the way. So
mm-hmm. I have 18,690.
Okay. And how is this invested?
BTSAX.
Okay. Good. Oh, what happened? Hold on just a second. Oops. I screwed up. Hold on just a second. BTSAX and the Roth. Gotcha. BTSAX. And how much you have in there?
Yeah, so the whole thing.
Oh, whole thing.
18,690.
16,698.
18,690. Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's divided by 97.71. 191. I'm just gonna say, there we go.
Yeah, 191. Yeah.
91. There we go. Okay. And then you have a brokerage account too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me open that account. Using taxable. Okay. How much you have in there?
I had the 14,094.95 cents.
Okay. And how's that invested?
I have the BTIAX, the Vanguard Total International Index Fund. Yes, that one.
Gotcha. And you had
$3,480. Mm-hmm.
3,480.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
By 33.43. 104 shares. Okay. Gotcha. And what else?
I had the BTSAX.
Okay. Gotcha.
I really like that fund.
Me too. All right. That's one of my favorite funds. How much you have in there?
I had $10,615.
Okay. 108 shares. Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Good. You have anything in the bank?
Yes.
How much you keep in the bank?
I have. What did I have? Where is my paper? Here. I have. Put it here. Someplace.
Okay. Well, take time.
Oh. In the total number?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
$4,400.
Okay. Gotcha. 4,400?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's it.
Okay. No, that's okay. It's better that than 3,400, Suzy. Okay. So now, do you have any debt at all?
Well, not just the $2,000 for my MRI ultrasound thing. That's my debt only. $2,000.
For
just
what?
2,000. The ultrasound, that medical thing that I have on January.
Okay. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Gotcha. Right on. All right. So no car loan?
No.
Okay. What kind of car do you drive?
I have a Toyota 2005, a hybrid.
Okay.
Toyota Civic. No, Honda Civic.
Okay. Is that driving okay? You're gonna have to replace it anytime soon?
No. I changed the battery. The hybrid battery 2 years ago. It has to last 2 more years or 3 more years. I don't know. At least.
So other than the health thing we talked about, no other debt, no credit card loans. Where do you live? You got a house? You rent, or what do you do?
I rent. Okay. I pay $500 in rent.
You say 500?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where do you want me to put you? What state should you live in? I know what state you are. Do you want me to use that state, or would you like a different state for us to live in?
Well, you can put Florida.
Okay, let's do it. Absolutely. We're going to put you in Florida. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And welcome to Florida, Suzy.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. What's your, what year? We'll just use January 1st. What year were you born in?
1962.
Okay. 1962. Okay. Gotcha. And let's see. All right. So we're renting. We got 82,000. No debt. We're renting. Yeah. All right. Good. Let's just get rid of this right here. All right. Cool. Any other assets? Any other liabilities? Debts? So we're sitting on about $86,000 in liquid assets. We have a car that is paid for that seems like it's driving pretty good. We rent for about $500 a month. Anything else in terms of debt or investments or anything like that?
Well, no, I have an account in another country, but it's okay. I don't know.
Let's not use that. Absolutely. Now, what did they say for Social Security? Any idea what your Social Security is going to be?
Yes. They say that I got the report on November 29th. And I have this that if I retired at 62, I will get 126 a month. If I do it at 67,
how much a month?
1,125 with 26.
That's if you retire at 62.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about at 67? What's it say for 67?
67 is 1,892.
Okay. So I was going to put that in there, and then we're going to say 62. Okay, gotcha. All right. The software, it'll calculate for us when you retire, like when you stop working. I'm assuming you don't have a pension or anything, do you?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Let's get rid of this. How much, before you're laid off, how much do you think you'd earn when you get another job? Give me how much you think you'd make for a salary?
Well, I don't know. The last 3 years I make like 75,000 a year, and I guess I will be making at least 50,000.
Okay. Let's put 50,000 here just for simplicity. Yeah. Let's have you not getting a job until next year, so if that makes sense. So what I'm gonna say, because we don't know when this stupid thing is going to be behind us, and I know you're talking to temp agencies and stuff. They don't have a job lined up for you like next week or anything, do you? Do they?
Well, they are sending my resume to some CPA company here in.
Okay.
So I'm waiting.
Because folks, she has a background in accounting, payroll, accounts payable, accounts receivable, that kind of thing. Bilingual, at least Spanish and English. You speak any other languages?
No.
Okay. Hard worker, raised in a large family, more than my wife's. My wife has 8 brothers and sisters, Suzy, and And that was a lot for America. And you had a bigger family than that. Not raised in the United States initially, but it's been here for quite some time. And I don't want to go too deep into her background because we're trying to keep her privy. Anyway, if someone out has an interest in hiring old Suzy here, just let me know, and I'll make the two connections here. I know a lot of people are going to ask what state, and I don't want to say on air. So if anyone has knowing a job or something like that and wants to, just let me know, and I'll email her directly behind the scenes, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to say, Suzy, that you're not going to make any income until 2022. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't sound good, but I want to use the software to say, okay, how are we sitting? All right, gotcha. Let's see, retirement. What are you doing right now for health insurance? Are you on Medicaid or anything, or you're paying for your own, or how are we paying for healthcare?
Yes, I am paying the state coverage. Yes.
Okay. How much are you paying for that?
270, 260, 300. Yeah.
A month. Okay. So I'm gonna put 5,000 for co-pays and stuff in there too. Okay, so we're gonna say, you're paying basically 3,600 a year for premiums, and then we're gonna say there's gonna be some co-pays for various docs visits and stuff like that. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah. Yes.
I guess we're gonna drop this down a little bit for when you get on Medicare at 65. Given the population of the state you're in. A Medicare Advantage plan is probably not a bad idea. We don't need to make that decision now, but I am going to drop that down a little bit. But it's still not cheap. Medicare is not cheap. It's just not. So, all right, gotcha. So we got. How much would you say? How much you spend on a monthly basis?
My expenses is 1,500.
Okay. And that covers, does that include your rent, or is that, your cable bill, your air conditioning?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1,500 a month.
Which includes rent?
Yeah.
Okay.
My rent is 500.
So if I took out rent, because I have that someplace else, you're spending about 1,000 a month?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you're not, I don't want you to have to eat cat food. I mean, are you still eating what you want to eat and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so basically health insurance is your biggest expense.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
So if you got a job, when would you think you would stop working? Like at 65, 62? What do you think? If you had a
67.
67.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. How much when you think your expenses will go up that much if you retire? Like, let's just say, you're retired. Would you want to, live on a beach, and eating lobster all day long? Or if you just gonna, your expenses aren't very high, would that be okay in retirement too? Or what do you think?
Yeah, that will be okay. Mm-hmm. Because I think I will be going back to Colombia, and $1 in Colombia is 3,500. So I can live very easy.
Well, $1,000 in Colombia is 3,500. I mean, $1,000 here is 3,500 there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. And if you had $1,000 in America, you'd be able to buy, rent a nice house and eat decently and all that.
Yeah, I can pay. I have no buy, but I mean, I can buy a house with $90,000 or $100,000 in Colombia. Yeah.
But you could definitely rent something, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Would you be around family still and everything there? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Good. All right. Good. That looks good. Good. That was fantastic. All right. What, do we have any, so you have family in up in the States. Again, we'll just stop there. Is there anything that and I know you had some health issues. Are we pretty comfortable the health issues are behind us?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So if you got hit by a bus today, who gets all this money? Probably
my brother and my sister. One brother and one sister. Yeah.
And don't say the state, but do they both live near you?
One lives near and the other, no.
Okay.
One is near and the other is not.
Do we have a will set up or anything so you can say, hey, I want to make sure my brother gets this money? What do we have set up for that?
No, I have not. Okay. He knows.
Okay,
yeah.
we gotta get something more than him knowing, because do you think your other brothers and sisters might be say, hey, I want some of Suzy's money? What do you think?
yeah. Yeah.
But they're the only two in the States, right?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know how that works. So if you got hit by a bus and the other people are not here in the States, I'm not sure how they would. I don't know what they would do. So
they won't do anything.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. So you feel pretty comfortable in that if you got hit by a bus, that your brother would know what to do, and he would, and your sister would split the money.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's 50-50.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right on.
Yeah.
How about when you were getting surgery and stuff? Did your brother come around to help, with the doctors and stuff to make sure that you were taken care of, or did anyone help you in that regard?
No.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't no problem there, though. I mean, everyone's, you were able to get it done without any issue.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. From your perspective, okay, so I got what I need here. Anything that jumps out at you, Suzy, that I'm missing? That because I want to show you what our results are. Is there anything I'm missing that you can think of?
No.
So I want to show you the investments first and foremost. One of the things you had asked is how your investments are set up. I actually like your investments a lot. My only concern, so we got you pretty heavy in stocks. So VTSAX, you had said you like it. That's my favorite fund too. I have the exact same fund. It's my favorite fund by far. My only concern on that fund is it's very volatile. It goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. And the issue that I have for you is that if that fund were to go down before you got a job, we're going to be hurting here, if that makes sense. So what I'd like for you to, let's see right there. That looks good. Yes, right here. I would like this right. I would like you to take 10,000
mm-hmm.
from this,
mm-hmm.
the total stock fund, and put it in here, the bond fund.
The bond fund is losing money now.
Yeah, but it won't lose nearly as much if we go into a bad market. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
My concern is that we go into a bad, and so here's and hopefully it doesn't happen. But the bond fund is losing money, and it won't make you any money. I promise. Won't make you much. It just won't. But it won't lose much either. It just won't. And so my concern is that we go, let's just pretend we're in October 2007. All right. You don't have a job, and you don't have a whole lot of money set aside. Now, you don't need that much money, I grant you, but we need enough money to get us through at least till 62. Right? If we had a market like we had in 2007, and you had this much money, 82,000, in the portfolio that you have, you would have been down by the time March of 2009 rolled around. You would have been down about 45%. So that 82,000 would be worth about 45,000. We just can't have that happening because you may or may not find a job. I mean, I think you will, but you might not. We don't know. Only God knows. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we have enough money in a safe account. And I know the bond index isn't, it's not a bank account, I get you, but it's safer by far than the total stock market, by far. And that would, 20,000 bucks in here, that would pay, that would cover you about, a year and a half to 2 years of income right here. And
what about if I do a Roth conversion from?
No, man, no reason to do Roth conversions. I appreciate the thought.
I know I am almost 59 and a half. So I say, well, but I will do whatever you say.
Yeah, no Roth conversions. We don't want to pay more tax than we have to. No way.
But since this year, I'm not going to be making a lot of money. So That's what I thought that maybe.
Yeah, no, I get you, but you're still going to pay taxes when your tax rates in the future aren't big enough to concern me about paying Roth conversions, if that makes sense. Don't do it. There's not much benefit. At the end of the day, it's not a huge loss, but you will lose money to pay tax, and we might never get that money back. And we've got to guard this. We've got to make sure we don't get killed, which means we don't pay more taxes than we have to. And part two of that, which means we've got to make sure that we have enough to put food on the table if the market just tanks like we saw in 2007 all the way through 2009. Does that make sense by chance?
Yeah.
Now, what's going to happen here is I would rather you not touch the Roth or this account. I'd rather for both, and these are set up exactly the way they should be, Suzy. They're 100% stocks. Kudos to you. I don't know if you got that from me or just your own knowledge, but this is exactly the way we want these portfolios set up. Exactly.
I have been quite busy.
You've done a good job. And whatever you do, don't touch these monies. We want you to touch this money first. We want this money. This kind of goes back to your Roth conversion thing, to be honest with you. We're saying, look, we don't want to convert, but if we need money, we want to take it from the IRA first because we haven't taken Social Security yet, if that makes sense. And so we don't want to take Social Security until this right here is zeroed out. I'm just telling you right now. So when you take, so the question is, when should you take Social Security? The answer is when there's no money left in your traditional IRA.
Okay.
Because the longer you can wait to take Social Security, the more you're going to get. And on top of that, if Social Security is your primary source of income, there's no taxes. You will pay it. You'll never pay taxes again. Now, if we do it on the other hand, which a lot of people do, they say, I'm going to defer. I'm not going to take money from my IRA. I'm going to take Social Security early. Well, that means when they do take money from their IRA and they're single, they're pulling money out, which means their Social Security taxed. Don't do that, please. Don't. We want your Social Security tax-free. The Social Security is the best investment there is because it grows with a cost of living adjustment and is 100% guaranteed and is tax favorable. So let's just say, 6 months goes by and you need to get a new battery for the hybrid. This now you got to wait till you're 59 and a half. I get it. But this money, any money you need after that should come from your IRA. All right. Now, if we fast forward and we're 62 years old and there's no money in your IRA, go ahead and pull the plug on Social Security. That's fine. That's fine. That probably won't happen because you'll probably get another job. But if you don't get another job for whatever reason, the money's got to come from here.
Okay, got it.
Now, you're how much longer for unemployment? When does that run out?
Well, 2 months more.
Right. I'm not even going to put it in the system then, okay? All right, so I want to show you something here. I don't think I'm missing anything. All right. Oh, well, wait a second, Josh. You're telling me old Suzy here has a 98% probability of success and she's going to leave to her brothers and sisters and everybody $264,000? Huh, that's crazy talk. Yeah, I am telling you that. You want to take a guess why?
Why?
Because you don't spend that much.
Well,
you don't spend that much money. That's the funny thing. I got you spending $1,000 a month plus $500 a month in rent. Let me just make sure I got this here. Yeah. Okay, good. So I got you spending $1,000 a month plus $500 a month in rent. And your Social Security alone is going to cover all that. I see this. I'm telling you right now. So if we go to cash flows, now this assumes you work until you're 67. All right. So if you work until you're 67, you're golden. So if you work till 67, you got more money coming in than is going out the door. All right. More money coming in that's going out the door, which means you're saving more and more money, which is good. All right. So this says you work until 67. And at 67, all you're living on is Social Security there. You see this that I'm highlighting here, right here, 2029?
Yeah.
So you have 19,000 from Social Security and you have 28,000 of expenses. Those expenses consist of your rent. All right. So we got some rent right there. And we got, where's the rent? Right here. Rent's going to be right here, housing. So we got right here, we're going to have your rent at $500 a month. You think you'll be able to get the same thing? Let me close the door.
Yes.
In Colombia, you think you'd be able to get the same thing about $500 a month?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we get $500 a month, and we're adjusting it for inflation. Pablo, would you make up your mind? And then we get healthcare, and that's I don't know what they charge in Colombia, but I'm saying it's going to be about $600 a month once you hit 67.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Okay. And then we got
it's cheaper than here. It is cheaper than here.
I'm sure it is. Everything's cheaper than here. And then we got your living expense. So hold on just a second. Would you make up your mind, child? I told you I got 6 kids, four boys or 4 children and 2 dogs. Oh boy. So hey, and like I said, my wife got 7 kids when you throw me in there. So anyway, here's your retirement expenses, $1,000 a month. We're inflating that, so that's to put food on the table, that's to go hang out with your family. If you want to go to the beach and, do some fishing or something like that. That might be, I don't know what it will be, but if that's what you're living on now, we're just going to assume the same thing when you hit retirement age. You okay with that? Okay. Now, this assumes, and now here's your taxes right here. And this is because you're going to have state taxes. Well, not if you're living in Florida. If you're living in Florida, no state tax. But where you're at, you got taxes. You got federal taxes. The big tax is your FICA. This is to go to increase your Social Security, by the way. So you're paying more for the Social Security and your Medicare. So, while you're working, you're going to pay tax. There's no 2 ways around that. Now, I want to show you something. All right, so that's if you stay working until you're 67. You're fine. There's no 2 ways around that. Check this out. What if we don't have you work until 67? What if you can't find a job because, whatever. We're going to say we have you not working again. Let's see what that looks like. Now we're not doing so good, but I'm telling you, don't worry. See how this right here says 0%? Well, the reason for that is simple. We're going to go to proposed plan. And everybody thinks, oh my goodness, I got to jump out the window. No, you don't. So what's happening here under the proposed plan is we're pulling money. I guess I have one extra year there. Anyway, we have no income coming in at 61. You see that? Nothing. So, but we need $25,000, and that's for healthcare, your rent, and your food and all that. So that $25,000 that's going to come from your portfolio, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Make sure though. I want to make sure. Hold on just a second. I want to make sure that's coming from your IRA first. Hold on just a second. We got to make this correct. So, because we do not want you pulling that money from a non-IRA account. All right, so let's go back. There we go. All right, so let's go back here. All right, so we have a 0% probability of success. Oh my goodness, well, this is the worst thing ever. No, it's not. It's not. So what I'm going to show you here is, all right, so let's go to your 62. And we have our ink. We're going to start taking Social Security at 62, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have Social Security. Here are our expenses. So we have $9,330 that we need to come up with. And we're going to get that from pulling from your portfolio, if that makes sense. So you're going to pull from your portfolio $9,000 a year. And you're going to keep doing that until your portfolio runs out of money, which will be right there when you're 72. All right, again, this assumes you never work again, Susie, never again. And I doubt that's the case. So check this out though. All right, now you're still going to have Social Security. Now, just because you're still going to have Social Security. Now, your housing and your living expenses and your healthcare combined are too much for only Social Security if you take it at 62, because your total expenses when you're 78 years old are $39,000. If you can, it doesn't let me highlight it. And your total income is only $25,000. So that's why you're running out of money, but you still have Social Security. But check this out. Hold on just a second. There's a scenario here I want to run. What if we waited till, oops, I want to do Customize. What if we took Social Security at 67? What would that do? And where I'm going with this is there's a couple ways to skin this here. So hold on just a second. What if we took Social Security at 67? Again, this assumes you never work again, ever. All right. Oh, then look at this. So here, if we take Social Security at 67, your expenses are $28,000. Well, let's go 68. Your expenses are $29,000, but your first full year of Social Security, your income is $28,000. You're only negative by about $1,000. You see that by chance? Only 976.
Yes.
I mean, all right. I mean, you're not lighting cigars with $100 bills, but you're not that negative, which is good. So now, bear with me just a second. Yeah. So you're gonna have a couple of years. Yeah. All right. Well, hold on. I'm gonna try one other thing. Hold on just a second. I want to try this other thing. I want to see what happens if you took Social Security at 70. I just wonder. Yeah. So your portfolio will run out of money, but check this out. Here, when you hit 70 and you're pulling Social Security, you'll get $33,000 from Social Security, but you're gonna have $30,000 in expenses, which means you have surpluses, Suzy. You got $2,600, $5,700. So the issue is, even though you ran out of money, you have a 0% probability of success. Well, if you can hold off on Social Security until you're at least 67, if not 70, your expenses are less than your income.
Mm-hmm.
So the issue is, if we can just get a job for a couple of years, that's it. All we need is a job for a couple of years. So let's do this. Hold on just a second. I'm going to try something else. Let's say we had you working until you're 63. I'm just playing around here. If I'm sorry if this is not making, hopefully this is making sense, but check this out. All right. So we're only going to have you working until you're 63 years old. All right. And we got you a 38% probability of success if you're 63 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And you take Social Security. I'm going to take a 62, 67. Hold on just a second. We're going to go there. And right there. Okay. See what? Oh, look at that. So here we have you working until you're 63. Oh,
great.
Oh, thanks, babes. Oh, right on. I get my. So here we only have you working 3 more years. And what's going to happen is you'll take Social Security at 67.
Mm-hmm.
So you have no money from 63 to 66. That money is going to come from your portfolio, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And what's going to happen here is when your portfolio is going to be, it's going to be knocked around a little bit. It's going to be down to $81,000 by the time you're taking Social Security. Well, guess what? By that point, you're golden. So, all right. So let me just wrap this up and I'll see what kind of questions you have. If you never got a job again, at some point you're going to be living on Social Security. That's it. And that concerns me. That's a fact. But you're looking for work. You got skills. You show up to work. You've worked at good companies before. You got good references. So the likelihood of you never getting a job again is quite low. But you don't have one now. All right. And that's a concern. Until you get one, it's always a concern. It's like, what if you don't? If you get a job for a couple of years, you're fine. There's no other way around that. No other way around that. It's just because you don't spend that much. And that's one thing, folks, I had emailed when Suzy emailed me. I said, we just got to know your expenses. And she said, I got them. And so I said, okay, cool. And I didn't know what her expenses were going to be until we started having this conversation. But if you can get a job for a couple more years, you're fine. There's no other way around that. Even if it's a crappy old job where, some guy is yelling at you, well, you don't have to keep that. But, even if you were just getting a job that, even if you don't like it that much, if you can work for 3 years, you're going to be fine. No other way around that. If you never get another job, that's going to be tight. That's going to be tight for sure. But it's just going to be tight. I can't, welcome to the world. I mean, this, what it's like to live tight because of your background. But if you can work for another 3 years, you're fine. Your portfolio is good. I like it. It's cheap. It's aggressive, which is what we want. We just need a little bit more conservative just in case it takes you longer to find a job, if that makes sense.
Okay. So I will move some money from here to there.
Yeah. Yep, 100%. So $10,000. Now, there's no magic number for 10,000. It's just a nice round number. It's easy to remember. So, you know, somebody calls to say, hey, Susie, what are you doing? Well, I'm moving $10,000 from the Vanguard Total Stock to the Vanguard Bond Fund. Why are you doing that? Just in case the market happens to take a turn for the worse, like what happened in 2007 and 8 and into 2009. We just can't have that happen again. We can't. Now, some people say, well, Josh, shouldn't she move more? No, because A, I expect Susie's going to work for a couple more years. B, she doesn't spend that much money. And C, she can take Social Security here in 2 to 3 years if she needs to. But she's not incapacitated where she can't work. She can. And I mean, we don't want her to, you know, dig ditches in a graveyard at 3 o'clock in the morning. But she has a skill set that they'll be able to find her work. I'm pretty comfortable with that. And when they do, I mean, just if Susie could work for a couple more years and say, I'm done. And if you want to move back to Columbia, you can. If you want to move to wherever you can, as long as we can keep the rent down pretty low, that's a pretty good deal. You like where you live, or are you in a danger zone by chance? Is it safe?
Oh no, this is paradise. This is paradise. It's beautiful here.
Okay, because you're by the ocean or something like that, or just because you know your neighbors and those friendly?
It's very close to the ocean. Yes.
That's fantastic. I love the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Love the ocean. It's I'm from Maine. I was on an island in Maine, and I tell you, the smell of salt water. Oh my goodness, just like I'm not sure. Do I love Pablo or the ocean more? What do you think, there, big guy? I probably love this guy a little bit more. You have, and before we hang out, we'll hang up here for just a second, and then I'll just wrap up with you, but offline. But do you have any questions for me that the audience might be able to gather something from?
No, they were just wondering about the Social Security, but I guess I will go with the report that they gave me. Yeah.
Until, just to reiterate, if you can't find work, you live off your IRA. And then when you hit Social 62, I would take Social Security if you can't find a job. But I just don't think that's going to be the case. But you get, all right, so let's say you don't work for the next 2 years and you need some money. Where does that money come from? What account?
Oh, no. No. I will have to find a job, definitely.
Okay, so you're pretty, I'm just going to let those dogs run back and forth. This is the professionalism you've come to expect is the right here with a suit and tie and no dogs interrupting. Okay, so you're pretty comfortable that you'll find a job.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. All right, good stuff. All right, so folks, this we'll hang up here with Suzy. Don't hang up yet. Your real name, and I'll chat with you here in just a second. But remember, it all comes down to expenses. If you don't know your expenses, or if you're living high on the hog, and one of the things that she has going for you that many people don't, myself included, is she didn't have any debt, man. And if you have debt, that's an expense you can't just get rid of. She didn't have any. I mean, the reason she didn't have any debt is because she drives a 2005 car. She's not living high on the hog. It's amazing what you can do as long as you don't have to live cheap, but as long as you don't spend money on stuff you don't need, it can really, you can make it, again, she's not going to buy a yacht. I imagine she probably doesn't want a yacht. I don't want a yacht, but all I want is a garden and I want one of those places where you can smoke those big eggs. That's all I want. That's my next thing. But other than that, simple. All right. Well, thank you. Don't hang up. Thank you for being here, Suzy. We appreciate the time. Appreciate you letting us to share your info with the audience here.
Thank you.
Any thoughts or anything anything else you want to share your experience with anybody else? Just real quick, while I have you.
It has been good working with you. Definitely.
Don't hang up. All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop recording right